Hey, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you're listening to me from. I just want to say welcome to another video in the series of videos that I'm doing, helping educate women automotive consumers. And today we're going to talk about financing versus leasing. Now, when buying a car, there are three choices that typically you have: either to pay cash for the vehicle, either to finance, or whether to lease. And today I'm going to talk about the biggest differences between financing and leasing a vehicle. Now, obviously, a lot of people out here don't have cash that they can just write a check for a vehicle. So typically the two choices that most of you deal with on a daily basis, when on a daily or monthly, whenever you purchase a car, is either should you finance or should you lease. Now, the biggest differences really are important for you to understand when making a decision. It'll kind of help you in deciding which direction you want to go. Now, what I decided to do is give you 5 of the most important reasons that I feel that will help you make a decision on should you lease or should you buy. Number 1, leasing. When you're leasing a car, you always are only paying a portion of the vehicle. You basically only pay for the amount of time that you use the vehicle. So if you're on a 3-year lease, you're going to pay for 3 years. If you're on a 2-year lease, you're going to pay for 2 years. So it allows a person to buy basically more car for less money. Now, number 2, the leasing terms on vehicles are typically anywhere from 36 to 48 months. Now, versus when you purchase a vehicle, because you're buying the entire car, you're not only paying for a portion of it. Typically, the finance terms are 60 to 72 months on a purchase on a finance contract. Now, with a lease, the biggest restriction is mileage. There's always a mileage restriction on a lease. Typically, it's going to be between 12 and 18,000 miles. Versus if you're financing, it's unlimited miles. So again, if you're leasing a car, typically you're only going to have 12 to 18,000 miles. And if you go over, like a lot of people do, then you're going to end up having to pay an average of 25 cents per mile in order to satisfy your obligation with the lease company. Versus financing, there's no mileage situation. You don't have to necessarily worry about that in any capacity. Now, when you're financing a car, though, one of the biggest things that you're going to run into is possibly being upside down. When I say possibly, probably 98% of you are going to be upside down. The people that are not upside down are people that typically put down a whole bunch of cash. But again, most people, especially nowadays, don't have a lot of cash to put into a vehicle. So more than likely, these people are going to be upside down. Now, the unique and beauty about a lease is that you're never going to be upside down. You're never going to be upside down. And that is the biggest thing that I say is an advantage when you lease. And, when you're financing, that's an issue that you're always going to have to deal with as far as being upside down. Now, number 5, at the end of the lease, you turn the vehicle back in. You can't keep it. It's not your vehicle. You're going to have to turn it back in, and they're going to have to check it out. They're going to have to, again, like I mentioned, check the mileage and all of those things, check for damage. You may be liable you will be liable for excess mileage and any damage to the vehicle. And then if you're financing a vehicle at the end of that term, you're pretty much through. The car is yours. Whatever it may be worth or not worth, the car is still yours. No one can take it away from you. So those are 5 of the things that I feel like that are important when you're deciding whether you should lease or buy. What I'm going to do is continue in this series of helping educate women on how to buy cars the right way, the smart way. I like to call it the car man way. So I definitely want you to take heed to what I'm saying in regards to financing, in regards to leasing. And don't forget, I am available if you need me. You can always reach out to me via email. The email is carmanmedia@gmail.com, or you can call me direct at 313-444-5711. I definitely enjoy doing these series of videos because I know I'm going to be a blessing to somebody and hopefully be able to help someone save money and make a better buying decision. Listen, I just want to say thank you. Stay tuned. Look on the website for the next exciting video that we're going to do helping educate the women automotive consumer. And women, I want to leave you with one thing. You can with Carman. God bless.